Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is JDC, host of Champions for Life podcast. I am excited to be here today, this evening, wherever you are in the world. This segment is about parenting tips. I'm going to share with you some powerful insight how you can help your child to become successful or more successful. You want to ensure the success of your child. It doesn't happen by happenstance, it happens by intention. Are you intentional in helping your child to succeed in life? Now, most people are going to say yes. And then they're going to say, because, I provide a home, which is beautiful. I provide their needs, which is beautiful. I make sure that they do their homework, which is beautiful. I make sure they go to a good school, which is beautiful. And all those things are beautiful. But there are several things that you need to do intentionally to ensure the success of your child. So, what are these things? So, I'm going to share that with you in a minute. Before I go there, I want to make sure that you are joining our Fearless Warriors group Live to Win Challenge. This is our fitness, nutrition, coaching, empowered mind mentoring group on Facebook, and it's free for you to join. And you're going to get loads of information, loads of inspiration, revelation, and motivation to move your life to where you want to go, right? So, also, if you have a child and you want them to join our worldwide program, they can go to Sovereign Martial Arts Schools or smaschools.com, find the link, and register for our awesome developmental program that we offer. We have students from all over the US and growing. So I'm excited for the great things that we're doing and what we are providing. If you want to follow me on Facebook at Jose DeServo or JDC DeServo. JDC DeServo is dedicated to fitness, nutrition, and empowered mind information, right? So you could also follow me on Instagram. I am Fit Body Coach JDC. And what do I do there? I give you lots of tips and insight on how to burn the fat so it never comes back and have the body you've always dreamed about. All right, without further ado, let's talk about what these things are to help your child become successful. And here it is. Now, there are three things that I believe are very, very powerful that if you don't underestimate the power of the simple words, you're going to miss the profound message that is inside of them. Okay? You're going to miss it. One of the things that we do as humans is that we take for granted the simple things, and that's why we don't take action in them, right? Because they're so simple that who cares? But that's a big mistake, so I want to warn you about that. You do want to pay attention, and you do want to be intentional about paying that attention, okay? So, first things first, when you see your child, right? And this you can do it with cooking, you can do it with homework, you can do it with chores, you can do it with martial arts, you can do it with relationships, you can do it with everything. The idea here is to raise awareness and intentionally direct them and guide them to being successful in life. All right? So, first thing I want to share with you is the first F that I'm going to be talking about, which is feel, right? How does something feel? Now, us humans, we either are looking for a feeling, that's the experience, or we want to recreate a feeling which we want to experience again. Even if we're doing something different, you still want to get that feeling, right? Which is why we love music. Music reminds us and it brings us back to a certain feeling of a certain time, a certain era. Or when we read something, right? That's why journaling is so powerful, because you can go back and relive that feeling, that experience through your words, right? Or a book or a biography. This is beautiful, right? So, what do we want to do about feelings? Well, when your child is cooking with you, for example, and you're having a great time with them, you can ask them a question. How do you feel about cooking with mommy or daddy? How do you feel about what we're doing? And they're going to share. Now, one thing I learned from an awesome coach, his name is Offer Breyer, you can ask how do you feel, and have them answer with 8 words. You want to teach them how to be more concise and more focused in their direction when they speak. This is very powerful because a lot of times when we talk about feelings, we either say feel good, I'm okay, whatever, or we become very expansive and we go into a deep, deep, long story. What we want is to really learn what is the feeling that we are having when we do this, and do we want to repeat it, and do we want more of it, right? So if it's a good feeling, probably, possibly, we want to do it again. So that's why that's so important. So how do you feel that we're doing this cooking? How do you feel when you draw this? How do you feel when you do your martial arts? How do you feel when you do your homework? How do you feel? And we want to really expand the mind of the child to become aware that there is a feeling involved, right? And when you do that, now you start to teach the child what is good and what is not good. What is the good choice and what is the better choice? What is the options that lead you to the success versus the options that can lead you to destruction? That's what the child is going to start to learn. And it opens you for conversation, which is powerful quality conversations. Okay? So do that with intention. Don't do it just as a happenstance. Do it with a thought in mind for you to say, I want to lead this to somewhere where he or she are going to develop their thinking to understand what it is they're actually feeling intrinsically about what it is that we're doing. The next thing is form, right? Form has to do with being aligned, has to do with positioning, has to do with, doing it in a way that is totally effective. So, for example, if I'm going back to the cooking example, how does it feel? And then what is the form? We have here the condiments, we have all these things that we're putting together, and they go in a sequence and they go by measurements and all of that. So that is the form. How are we doing it with that structure, right? If it's martial arts and you're doing a stance, like a guard stance, are my hands up? Is my chin down? Am I in a good stance? Because if you have a poor stance, bad stance, no chance, right? So you want to make sure that the form is there, right? And ask questions about, do you think we can do this way? Do you think this would be better? Do you think that, what would be another way that this can be done? If you were to do it differently, how would you do it? That's all part of the form. So it starts to excite creativity within the structure of what you're doing. This is very powerful, right? Instead of telling, we are showing, right? We're doing more show than tell, right? We're actually helping them to think in a constructive way about what they're doing. So now we got the feeling, we got the form. The next one is the focus, right? Are we into what we're doing, or are we thinking about something else? Are we present or are we absent, right? Our bodies could be there, but our minds could be absent. And nothing is worse than to be there physically, but mentally and emotionally you're somewhere else. There's a disconnect where you cannot increase your focus because there's a separation between you and what you're actually doing. So what are we doing this way is that we're teaching the child to be in the moment, to be present, to be totally in the zone. That is called focus. And we can intensify the focus by way of asking ourselves this question. So what is it that we're doing? What is the outcome we're looking to have while we're doing this? Does it taste good? You try it and all that. Are we in that moment? So if we go back to the martial arts example and we're doing that guard stance, are we so intensely into it and focused that if I came around and try to drop your arm, you are strong with it. You're able to respond and not react. You are ready. Same thing with the cooking, same thing with music, same thing with mathematics, same thing with relationships, same thing with homework, same thing with spending time together. That's what we call it quality time. There's a focus, there's a theme of what we're doing, and we want the child to learn how to put that together. Because when you do that, and the child does that, they develop what we call extreme focus. We call that a way to be in the zone. We call that where, you are putting intentional attention to what you're doing at that moment. And that brings you to another level when you're actually doing things, when you're doing a project, when you're doing, I don't want to say the word activity, but you can use the word activity, right? So when we use these things and we try to feel, form, and focus, that's just another level of doing life. That is one powerful way that you can drive your child towards success and help them to see where success is at. You're putting them in direction. You're aiming them for the success, right? One beautiful example I like to see is that the bow and arrow, right? You are the parent. We are responsible for aiming our children high and awesome. Now, in the squeezing of the arrow, you're pulling it back. Imagine they're going to feel squeezed sometimes. They're going to feel pressure sometimes. They're going to feel that you're holding them back sometimes. But when you aim them well, then you let go. When it's time for them to move on their own, when it's time for them to live life, and you let go, right? Because we have to learn how to let go. Now they're going to move with speed, with direction and precision towards their destiny, which is the beautiful thing. So that's our purpose as a parent, right? We are to aim them, not them aiming us. We're to aim our children in the years of their life that we're supposed to aim them, right? Do not do this without that focus, without that intention, because otherwise, they're going to grow up and you could have done A, B, C, and you're going to feel regretful and all of that. No, you want to do this because you are an awesome parent, and I believe in you, and you're amazing, and you work hard, and you believe in them, and you're imparting in them, and you're always thinking what's best for them, even when they don't feel, they don't seem to show that appreciation or show that gratitude towards you. I just want to tell you, keep going, keep doing. You're doing an amazing job. You're an amazing parent, and soon enough, they'll tell you if they haven't already told you. So I hope this was helpful. Do not take this for granted. I promise you it's going to be very fulfilling for you to use it. Feel, form, focus. You have an amazing day. I'll talk to you on the next one. This is JDC from Champions for Life podcast. Share it. Leave me a comment. Tell all the parents around. Let them know. Share this information because I think it's awesome for them. Have an amazing day, and I'll talk to you on the next one.